What's going on, Jerome? So a lot of people commented that I'm wearing Raptors hats. Of course, I'm a Wolves fan, except for last night. Yeah. But we got this hat for free, and I didn't notice this. The brim is suede. It's so nice. It's so soft, like a croissant. Anyways, Aaron Jones is a guy I'm a big fan of. Vikings free agent pickup coming over from the greasy grimy Green Bay Packers, and was on his way to a really solid day against the Jaguars, but then. Got dinged up. Took a bad shot, helmet to the chest area. Now that you mentioned, I think I'm bleeding in my chest, right? And he was questionable to return, even got carted off. And, generally you're like, okay, if a player gets carted off, that's it. That's finito. That's a wrap, right? But I was thinking about it too. It's like, chest injury, obviously that sucks, but do players get carted off for that? No. But also, if it was a chest injury as well as he got the wind knocked out of him, maybe he doesn't want to walk that far, as well as, he is older. Older people generally don't like walking. I don't know. But was it a spot where Aaron Jones on that cart where it's more precaution, it's more logistics versus he actually needed it? Is it like Paul Pierce pooping himself and he in the wheelchair? Don't know. But Aaron Jones was on the Up and Adams show with the awesome Kay Adams this morning, and he clarified things. And yes, we were correct, as usual, King Friday. Aaron Jones said this, quote, "The only reason I got carted off is because the x-ray machine was on the whole other side of the stadium." and like we said, part of it maybe it was logistics. Just getting him there faster on the cart. The glorified gator / golf cart versus him trying to walk. Plus, I'm sure that it sucked breathing after taking a shot to the chest, right? And also, if he did have bleeding inside his chest, I'm sure they didn't want to elevate his heart rate more by walking and potentially exasperating that thing. So it all makes sense in hindsight, and I'm glad that Jones was good to go. He even returned to the game later on, had 4 carries for 17 yards on the Vikings' final 2 drives. But, Jones, we said this a bunch. O'Connell has to be a lot smarter about Aaron Jones because he's on pace right now for beep, bop, up, a boop, 321 career touches, which would be by far his career high. His current career high is 285 back in 2019. That's 5 years ago. It's 5 years ago, man. 6 years ago, whatever. But I understand the wanting to be greedy because when Jones is back there toting the rock, he's great at finding seams. He's great at being a catalyst in the run game. I fully understand that. But do you want Aaron Jones to be good in November or do you want him to be good in January, February? The choice is up to you. Because he's always had medicals concerns. He's never been a full-time lead back. He's always been splitting carries during his time in Green Bay. And this is untenable. It is. And I know that Ty Chandler's sort of fallen out of favor, but Cam Akers looks really, really damn good, man. So I do think that it should become a 60-40 type backfield. Otherwise, it's just going to be more of this, of issues like this. Where, we can laugh now. It's like, oh, he was carted off because of logistics, but what about next time? Or what about the time after that? So I do think that O'Connell needs to take a hard look at the offense and potentially dial back his usage. Cam Akers is certainly there as a dynamic 3-down back as well. And I do want Aaron Jones healthy in the post because you saw his last 5 games of the Packers, 5 straight 100-yard games, had 3 touchdowns against the Cowboys in the playoffs, averaging 6 yards a carry. Like, he can be great later in the season, but he's got to be fresher later on. And taking a little bit off of his plate, it's a good sign because he had the hamstring, ass-string against the Jets. He had the chest here now, and it's just things adding up. So hopefully O'Connell's going to be smart about it. And I know that Jones doesn't want to come off the field, and I know that the offense works great with him in, but do you want him in now or do you want him in later? So that's it. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Aaron Jones explains why he was carted off. It all makes sense. It all makes sense now. But let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do on this beautiful Monday. Skol, production value.